بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم السلام عليك يا أبا عبد الله السلام عليك يا ابن رسول الله السلام عليك يا خيرة الله وابن خيرته.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وبه نستعين ثم صلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين الرسول المصدد المصطفى الأمجد أبي القاسم محمد اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين لا سيما بقية الله في الأرضين أرواحنا له فداء. أما بعد، فقد قال الله سبحانه وتعالى في كتابه الكريم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا إذا نودي للصلاة من يوم الجمعة فاسعوا إلى ذكر الله وذروا البيع ذلكم خير لكم إن كنتم تعلمون. صدق الله العلي العظيم. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh and Jummah Mubarak. This is the first Jummah in the sacred month of Muharram, the month in which we remember Imam Hussein, we commemorate his martyrdom, but more importantly, we renew our commitment with the mission of Imam Hussein alayhi salatu wasalam, and with the Ahlul Bayt in their entirety. It's one of the beautiful statements of Imam Hussein where he stated, "Man ahabbana la yuhibbuna illa lillah. Ja'na nahnu wa huwa kahatin." Imam Hussein, he's speaking about the commitment to the Ahlul Bayt, those individuals who abide by what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has stated in the Quran, that he told his prophet that there's no reward for this final revelation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this final stage of guidance, except for mawaddata fil qurba, love of the near ones, love of the Ahlul Bayt alayhim salatu wasalam. The one of the two weighty things that the Prophet of Allah, he said, he has left behind, and if you follow those, you will be guided. So Imam Hussein, he says, whoever loves us, and that love of us, meaning love of the Ahlul Bayt, love of the Imams, is only for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. La yuhibbuna illa lillah. Then the Imam said that we will come, meaning that the Imams, the Ahlul Bayt will come. Ja'na nahnu wa huwa. And that individual who has such love for the Ahlul Bayt, they will come, and according to some of the other riwayat, they will come before the Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam on the Day of Judgment. They will come, and the Imam, he says, وَهُوَ كَهَاتَيْنِ. He indicates to his two fingers that we will be together like this before the Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And that is if one has love for the Ahlul Bayt for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Other narrations gives us a little bit more insight about that love for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Whereas Imam Sadiq alayhi wasallam, he states that whoever loves us for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, فَلْيَعْمَلْ بِعَمَلِنَا. That individual, he will act as we act. And another hadith, it says that that person, فَيَعْمَلْ بِأَمْرِنَا. That person will act by our commands. So either we act by the commands of the Ahlul Bayt, which they themselves, they acted by, they implemented in their own lives, what was the halal of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, those things which were prohibited by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is what they acted upon. So those individuals who love the Ahlul Bayt for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then they will act according to the Ahlul Bayt. And of course, this is a part of the dua that we recite in this sacred month of Muharram quite often, the Ziyaratul Ashira. And in that we make that dua that, Wallah, Allahumma ja'al mahyaya mahya Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. And of course, that if we live by that, then we would be living up to what Imam Hussein alayhi salatu wasalam has stated, Man ahabbana la yuhibbuna illa lillah. Those individuals who love us and love us for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they will come together with the Ahlul Bayt on the Day of Judgment, and they are close to the Ahlul Bayt, just as these two fingers are close together. However, the Imam, he also states, وَمَنْ أَحَبَّنَا لَا يُحِبَّنَا إِلَّا لِلدُّنْيَا فَإِنَّهُ إِذَا قَامَ قَائِمٌ وإذا قام قائم العدل وسع عدله البر والفاجر. He says, however, if that individual's love for us is only a love for the sake of this world, this dunya, then when a person comes to establish justice, and perhaps here he's speaking about Imam Zaman, Ajr Farajul Sharif, that when he comes to establish justice, that justice will encompass both those who were good and those who were not so good as well. Although they claimed to have the love of Ahlul Bayt, but that love was a love simply for the dunya. And what possibly could this mean? If we look at the events of Karbala, we see that those individuals who wrote to Imam Hussein from Kufa that they will stand with him, that they knew who Imam Hussein alayhi wasallam he was. In fact, he was in Kufa with his father Amir al-Mu'mineen Ali bin Abi Talib alayhi wasallam when Imam Ali had moved the capital of the Muslim Ummah to Kufa. Imam Hassan and Imam Hussein were there. So the people were familiar with Imam Hassan and Hussein. And so they wrote Imam Hussein to come and to help them establish justice. Their benefit or their love for Imam Hussein was perhaps one that was simply for the sake of this worldly affairs, that they didn't want to live under the authority of Yazid. They did not want to have such governance over them. But was their love something deeper? Yes, of course, there were some who were the people of Ahl Kufa who their love was deeper than just simply living in a more easy and more relaxed environment which was kind of better. They had love for Imam Hussein, and this is why they came out of Kufa, like Habib ibn Madahir, Muslim ibn Usaja. They fought their way out of Kufa to stand with Imam Hussein in Karbala on the day of Ashura. But the others, unfortunately, they ended up in the army of Yazid, some of them. So their love, even their letters to Imam Hussein, was only an expression for some sort of worldly gain. And this is why when they were offered by Yazid and Yazid's men that if you stand with us, we will give you this land. We will give you this much wealth. So inshallah, as we commemorate the martyrdom of Imam Hussein, we remember his life, let us instill within our hearts the love of Imam Hussein, the love of Ahlul Bayt alayhim afsalatu wasalam, a love which is for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not simply for the sake of this world. We pray for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to hasten the reappearance of Imam Zaman, make us among his helpers, his companions, and those who stand with him, like the companions of Imam Hussein stood with the Imam of their time. اللهم عجل فرج مولانا صاحب العصر والزمان وجعلنا من أعوانه وأنصاره والمستشهدين بين يديه وتحت لواء بحق محمد وآله الطاهرين. السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
السلام عليك يا أبا عبد الله وعلى الأرواح التي حلت بفنائك عليك مني سلام الله أبدا ما بقيت وبقي الليل والنهار، ولا جعله الله آخر العهد مني لزيارتكم. السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين.